Hey everyone, this is Minion from Minion's Army, and today's video is Town Hall 10 ground attacks, and these replays are coming to you from the UFC main event, and they are from the war that we had against AxeYouSomethin to get them ready for their CWL League season, and AxeYouSomethin beat us pretty soundly. However, that doesn't mean that we don't have some good replays to show and share with everyone. The first hit is by Ready Player One, and it is a PeBoBat hit. And the second hit is by Maple Glazer, otherwise known as Maddie, with a Queen Charge minor hit with a P.E.K.K.A in the Wall Wrecker. Then we have Flannel Boss with a Queen Charge minor hit with Valks in the Slammer. And then we have another Queen Charge minor attack with Valks. This time it has a P.E.K.K.A. And then we have Besus with a Shattered GoBoHo hit. And let's go ahead and get started. Here comes Ready Player One. And he is starting off in the north, a little hard to see because of my zoom. He's coming in with his Queen Charge. And she is taking care of the big storages there up in the north. And as she works, you're going to notice that he is going to insert a loon at about 1 o'clock. And this one loon, Town Hall 10 is all about value. You have limited troop space and limited spell space. Yet, if you can bring in a troop, a singular troop that can do damage and take out, let's say, like 2 defenses in this case, that is definitely good value. So he brings in that loon. The enemy clan castle troops are pulled and they're coming to the queen, and she is taking care of them. They were poisoned, and the ice golem's going to freeze the queen, but she's in good health and she has the healers on her. The wall wrecker is coming in with some bowlers and some witches and a wizard backup. Here comes the king and a P.E.K.K.A. And the main grouping of troops is Rage there in the middle. And you can notice, look at the value that he gets for the bowler bounce. Taking out 2 defenses with 1 throw is excellent. We have a bat wave coming in. Multi-Inferno was frozen. And right now the multi is distracted with the other ground troops. And so those bats are able to work on that archer tower. And the bowlers took care of Multi-Inferno. And if you notice, most of the defenses are down. So it's almost as though we can say that this one's into cleanup mode. He has got loads of troops in good health, even though that AD is doing wreaking havoc on those healers. Everything else is in really good shape. The queen is full health, still with a swag power, so he's going to go ahead and pop that queen to get the extra archers to help with the cleanup. And we've got loads of skellies from the witches working their way, and it's almost a race to see which troop is going to take down the AD and is going to take down the sweeper. So excellent hit, Ready Player One. And the next hit is going to be a Queen Charge minor hit. And we'll watch this one take shape. We're going to notice some similarities here. We have Maple Glazer taking on Mikey. We're also starting up in the north. So we've got the queen down, and it's working. The loon in this case was used as a coconut loon to clear out any possible SAMs. If he gets any value out of that loon, that would just be a bonus. The loon is almost just a sacrificial lamb. Because, once again, when you're talking about troop value, a loon is going to be 5 space troop. The baby dragon is a 10 space troop, the healer at 14. So if that loon can trigger a SAM and clear the way for a larger troop space or a more valuable troop to come in, then that's great value. So we have the wall wrecker made its way. It's coming through the base with poison down on the enemy clan castle troops, and we had the ice golem poisoned up the troops. Even though there's a rage down, he just gets a little bit of value for that P.E.K.K.A. The P.E.K.K.A. was able to do damage to the queen. However, it was the queen that had to take care of the enemy queen in the end. and ranges down on the healers as well, and the miners are going. The king is used as a funnel with that baby dragon to help keep the miners into the core of the base, and to try and keep all those miners within one spell space. I mean, that's the true trick, is to cut the funnel and to cut the base, either because of the base design that you are exploiting, or by using your troops to shape the base in such that you can keep your troops clumped together. So if you notice here, he's got a little bit of miners on the outside of the base with the barbarians and with the king and with the baby dragon. But he definitely has loads of miners interior to the base doing damage on those defenses and buildings. And if you notice, most of other than the two mortars that are doing some splash damage, but the mortars really don't do a whole lot to miners, because it's almost like by the time the mortar fires and launches and lands, the miners have already moved on to their next target, and then they're safely underground. So this one's in the cleanup, and excellent hit, Maddie. So now we're going to move on to the next one, and this is also going to be a queen charge miner attack using two baby dragons for the funnel. So we've got an archer over in the corner, just taking out a free building. We've got the coconut loon and a baby dragon, and then the healers. So this is it's really nice to use the baby dragons for the funnel, because the healers don't get confused and go on and try and heal them as a funnel troop. They're there to get their value, and they're there to do a job, and then should they pass on, that is okay. So Slammer's coming in, and I'm certain that Flannel Boss wanted that Slammer to go to the Wizard Tower. It did pull the dragon, but out from the Slammer, and the dragon's poison, but out from the Slammer comes Valks. So it's my feeling that he wanted to have that Slammer go over to the Expo and the Wizard Tower, closer to the enemy queen, to take out the enemy queen. But in the end, it didn't matter much. His queen was able to take out the enemy queen and use the opening that Slammer made to get into those walls. So he has the base cut well, and the miners are down, and they're moving along. And this base is an interesting design. You have several dead spots. I'm not certain if it is a fresh hit or not, so it's be interesting to see what is in that little dead zone there. But the miners are getting there. If there is any buildings there, they'll be drawn to it. If not, they're just going to go from nearest building to nearest building. So in this case, if there was a huge amount of giant bombs in there, the miners are just going to skip over it. So miners are a good choice of troop in this case. So we are working along, and there I go. I adjust my zoom, and you can see that he has miners in excellent health, and his queen is in great health. She's all healed up by the healers. He lays down that last heal spell and get everything healed up as best as he can. And looks like that's the end of the base. So excellent hit, Flannel Boss. Here comes a hit by Lion's Bay. It is also another queen charge minor hit, this one also with a stone slammer. So he's got the queen. This time she is in the east, or at 3 o'clock, with her healers. I'm not certain if Lion's Bay had a intel on this, or if this was fresh. He didn't use the loon to clear out any SAMs, so that's making me think as though he was very confident that there were no SAMs over there. Now Lion's Bay takes a different approach with the queen. He's not using any troops to funnel her in one particular direction or the other, and since this base is rather symmetrical in that corner, it probably doesn't matter too much which way she decides to go. So it's my guess that he thinks, okay, she's rounded the corner and she's going to proceed on to the right, and that's why he goes ahead and starts the slammer and the P.E.K.K.A over there. However, like a good queen, she decides to go south. So maybe this was to be a charge that really turned into a walk, But in the end, it works out well. He's cutting the base incredibly well for the miners. In the enemy clan castle was a P.E.K.K.A, and you don't see that very often. You don't often see enemy defending P.E.K.K.As, and had it not be a charge and there were not the healers and the rage, you know, that P.E.K.K.A could have taken down that queen. So this is, as you can see, he's got the king on the other side opposite the queen, funneling those miners and keeping them focused inside the base. He had already laid down the first heal. Miners, you know, have quite a bit of hit points, you know, more than hogs, so you can be a little more stingy with the heals. And he's got the one heal down over, I guess you'd say, on the west side, or the western side. He's got the multi-inferno targeting the queen and the healers, so he goes ahead and freezes, lets those miners get healed up, and they're going to take on that Tesla and then the Inferno next. He had a little bit of a split, but it worked out well in the end, and those miners are going to get that Inferno down. So excellent hit, Lions Bay, and this concludes. No, it does not include. I was going to say that was the end of the video, but I guess not. All right, we have a hog hit. I decided to put this at the end. I was going to make this video just about the Queen Charge miners, but this was a really nice hog hit, so I thought I would go ahead and recap it. In the north, there was the enemy clan castle. So the way that it was dealt with is the wall wrecker was put down with the poison and the royals. So they're going to push in and throughout the base. This base was set up, I don't know if it was meant to have the enemy clan, or they have the clan castle and the queen in separate areas, but it definitely was a vulnerability in this hit. This is Clash of Clans, so the clan castle and your clan castle troops are usually your strongest troops, especially if you're a lower level town hall. You can have those max troops in the clan castle. So as it turns out, the wall wrecker was able to come in pretty deep into this base. The bowlers were able to get pretty good value, and the enemy queen went down very easily. So now he has an entire quadrant of the base. He's already at 45% just now, starting the hogs really in the west, and those hogs are going to come around the base counterclockwise and take out, you know, move from defense to defense. And here they come, and then he uses the heal spells. He drops the heal spells to encompass as many of the defenses that he can that does the most damage to hogs. So in this case, it's often going to be wizard towers. It's going to be that multi-inferno that's coming up. So he will have a heal for the multi, but he'll also heal the area, the dead area where the giant bombs could be. If he had a spotter, he would have someone say, you know, you only have 3 giant bombs down, so there's a 4th, and then he would know he would be all clear. But likely he's working without a spotter, so he's just going to throw the heal down, and he did my favorite thing. He poisoned the Inferno. And if you listen to my videos often enough, you know that I often say poison the Inferno. It's just me misspeaking instead of saying freeze. But that one was actually a swag poison to the Inferno, so great job, Besus. And then this concludes the video, so I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.